Okay, what do I even say after that? I'm gonna be a little bit more frazzled than usual, folks, because I'm not gonna lie to you. That got me going for a second. It takes a lot for Doctor Who to do that to me. Like, certain things can get me going a bit, but Doctor Who doesn't do it to me that often. Yeah, that did it. Well, get back onto the pattern wagon. Of course, my name is the Immortal K of InsaneWithTrust.blogspot.ca. I'll put a link at the bottom. And this is, of course, my reaction review to Angels Take Manhattan. Oh boy, spoilers. Big spoilers. Huge spoilers. I don't even think I need to say that with what we all know is going to happen, but spoilers pass this way. But I'm not going to get into that right at the moment, but I will say that I can't guarantee I'm not going to spoil anything, so watch it, listen to it at your own risk from this point on. Before I get into the obvious thing, the elephant in the room, the pawns leaving, I just want to kind of discuss what I thought of just the episode in general, and more importantly, what I think of the angels. I'm not sure if I've ever said this, but in any of my written reviews, because I don't think I ever mentioned it in my previous the previous vlogs, but I like the angels. I do think that they were only. I do think that people saying that they're the scariest Doctor Who villains, I can't agree with that, because really only one episode were they scary, which was Blink. Pardon me. And in Flesh and Stone and Time of Angels, it didn't do it for me. Yeah, especially once we saw the angels actually moving around in Flesh and Stone. That kind of... I don't want to use the term jump the shark for it, but it pretty much did. Though, then again, I think they probably, to paraphrase the nostalgia critic, jumped the shark, killed it, ate it, devoured its soul, mounted it, and did the same with 10 other sharks when we saw a certain thing in this episode, but I'll get into that in a second. But I do like them. I do think that they, to me at least, they're a lot better as this kind of, as thought of as a non-horror villain. Like, I think of them more like the Daleks, where there's different species of them. Or I think the Cybermen is actually a much better appropriation. Because, you know, there's the angels, and then there's the cherubs, the weeping cherubs. And there's, you know, stuff like that. And I do think that fits them a little bit better. But I do like the angels, though there is one little game I like to play with them. Particularly in every episode except for Blink. So the 3 other episodes. Pardon moi. Which is basically watching them, looking out for scenes of the angels. So there's one, and then there's one immediately behind them, and just calling the impossible meter. Because the point of the angels not looking like they're crying and weeping and having their eyes covered is so that they don't see each other. Because if they see each other, then they're locked. They're pretty much screwed unless someone builds a wall in the middle of them. So that's pretty much it right there, is my main problem with the angels, is that there's so many times where if they looked away it wouldn't matter, because there's the angel behind them's looking at them, and the angel behind them can't get ahead because, you know, there's an angel in front of it. Now it could back up or whatever, look away for a second or something, but I don't know, something to me, it just doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm nitpicking there, but nah. But what did I think of the episode? I thought it was a fantastic episode. However, I will say this, that the main plot of the episode is that the angels have created this hotel using their, like, the time energy that they've been displacing. Or they've, like, took a hotel or something. And they've basically been sending people back, back constantly, like a bunch of times, into the same time space so that they can just basically reuse the same person for their energy. And doing that for, like, hundreds of people. So basically having like this recycled food shtick going on, that kind of thing. And I don't know, when a companion leaves, like when Rose left, it was because of the Daleks and the friggin' Cybermen fighting. When Martha left, it was because of the Master. When Donna left, it was because of the Daleks and Davros. The Angels don't seem big enough for that. Like, I don't know, call me crazy, but I just think that there should have been something a little bit bigger to it. You know, it's the pawns leaving. This is the companions we've had for 2.5 years, or 2.5 seasons. I just think it should have been a little bit bigger than that. And, okay, I don't think I can avoid it any longer. If you have not seen the episode, stop right here. Because, and I hate to sound kind of, I don't want to say unemotional, or non-caring, but I lost a bet with this. A friend of mine, the Lady K, I may have mentioned her in a few of my recordings before, or not my recordings, but my written reviews. I may have referenced like a friend of mine who I just called Lady K. That's how it's staying. But she said that they were both gonna die, and I said it was probably just gonna be Amy. And yeah, she was right. They're both dead. Oof. I gotta say that Moffat, I will say this. They really did. It did tear it. It did tear at the old heartstrings quite a bit. And again, that's why I'm a little bit less coherent this time. It's just because I'm really wow out of it. Like, that was wow, that was sad. Like, they did a very good job of that. And you know, I really enjoyed the episode, but again, that was my main problem, was I just think it should have been something bigger. You know, I do realize that they have history with the Angels, but again, that's really about it. Now, in terms of what I right on some of my other theories, nope, I'm pretty much batting zero for this season. I'm doing terribly so far. Like, I got nothing right in the first episode, and then the second, third, and fourth, I got nothing. You know, well, I got little things probably, but this one I got nothing either. We got no sign of Oswin. You know, she didn't come back in this one. She's going to be in the Christmas special. They showed in the little, this Christmas, the Doctor will return thing. It showed the Doctor, it showed somebody else, and it showed Oswin. So we know she's coming back. We knew she was coming back before, or knew she was going to show up in Christmas, I should probably say a little bit better, but this all feels very, it feels like it's very similar to David's run, in that when I saw this Christmas the Doctor will return thing, I'm getting flashbacks to the next Doctor, the Cyberman episode. Now, I know Matt said he's not leaving for pretty much as long as he can, as long as they don't drag him away kicking and screaming, but this is just kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. Again, I got nothing right in this episode, though. I didn't get who was gonna die right. I didn't get the Oswin thing. I didn't get the anger thing. Though that does make a lot more sense now that it's less his own anger and his own demons boiling up inside of him. It's more him being sad at loss, and him not wanting to let go, and he wants to prevent it at such point. And when one of the main things is that River, who, by the way, River was very good in this episode, very, very good. I think the one line she said something along the lines of, what was it? I can't remember exactly what it was, something along the lines of, you'll regret it when my husband gets here, or something like that. And then the TARDIS materializes, and I gotta say, that was pretty badass. And I like the idea of River still coming back, now that we know who she is. We know exactly what's going on. And I do like that. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it at first. And at first it was a little bumpy, it was a little off, the fact that this was the first time the Bonds have seen River since, the wedding of River song. Again, I'm a little frazzled, excuse me. But, I did think that there was some slight problems with that, but I think River was very good in this. And I think if she continues to come back like once a season while Matt's the Doctor, hey, power to her. In kind of a Jack Harkness sense. Power to her. I think that'd be fantastic. But continuing on, I did really like this episode. Again, I really do think that it should have been something bigger, though. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the longest we've had a companion. Rose was there for 2 seasons, they were here for 2.5. I just think it should have been something a lot bigger. Like, I think it should have been, like, the Angels trying to, like, destroy the planet or destroy the sun, or at least something like that. I think there probably should have even been, like, 2 villains, because I really don't think that the Angels are that big, and I realize I probably just pissed off a bunch of people, but the Angels always come in the first in the popularity polls, and I understand why people would like to see them more and think of them as the big villains. But they'll never beat the classics to me. They'll never beat the Daleks. They'll never beat the Cybermen. They'll never beat the Silence. And that's kind of the thing, is that the Silence had an entire season dedicated to their growth, or not to their growth, but more to just developing them as the big bads. And I can put the Silence up there with the Daleks and the Cybermen and the Master. I can't do that with the Angels because they just don't seem like as big of a threat. Now, there was one thing in this episode, and I mentioned this earlier when I said the killing the shark, absorbing its soul bit, which was the Statue of Liberty is an angel. Wow. It's got a decent chuckle factor, but hey, I got a decent chuckle out of it when I first saw it, but really, that was that was pretty silly. I can't deny that. That was pretty silly. I understand they want to have like some kind of a big threat, and only having one angel there, I think was something. But I don't know. It was really, really, really silly to me. It was kind of cool at the same time. I like the idea of a giant angel, but again, maybe that's just me, But no, like I said, it was a really good episode, and I am really looking forward to what's going to happen in the Christmas special, which I don't even think has a name yet. Does it? I don't even think it does. But wow. No. I'll try to drop it here just because I was watching Doctor Who. I was watching Angels Take Manhattan on Space, and they're currently airing a special I've never seen before for Doctor Who, and well, I kind of want to wrap this up for the moment because I'm missing it. It's on this television screen as I'm talking. But, no, I got 2 more things coming next week, and I might have some sporadic stuff until the Christmas special, which is, like I said, I'm going to try and rewatch all the episodes. I might not be able to do it, but at the extreme least, I'll watch clips, or I'll do something, and try to judge what I thought of this season so far. That was the first one. The second one is, I'm going to do a vlog reaction review of, I think of Resident Evil 6, because I'm a massive Resident Evil fan, and, well, why the hell not? I love Resident Evil. It's been a series I've been playing since ever, and I gotta play the 6th one. No matter what I think will happen, and I think it looks pretty decent, but I'm rambling now. But anyway, once again, I'm the Immortal K of sandwichtrust.blogspot.ca, and I'll see you next time for my feelings on Series 7, or 6.5, or whatever the hell I'm going to start calling it.